wild baking roaches again.
I think I would as well. I think I would too. It's also a good
If I
opening.
had to guess, I'd say, wait, Fergus is playing toss this time.
Hey, what? Let's go.
Wait, no, he was tossed last time too. I was thinking of patches. Okay, yeah. No. This all
Me
makes sense.
too.
This is classic. All right, all right.
Cool. So in the top left corner of the map, there is LowIQ, Fergus.
And down on the bottom right, we have NovaX's WildAF.
Nice. Nice. Hey, Thorough Games, thank you for the follow. This guy Fox, you know I do. Hey, right now I'm fucking with Toasty. Hey, what?
What up? Worst things to do in life? Easy.
Yeah, it's not the worst thing you can do, no. It's fuck a little
No.
bit. That's actually what
Right, fuck it.
mankind was almost about. Yeah,
Right,
fucking.
yeah, no, it's an essential biological process.
Yes, exactly what we're gonna see these two players do right in a moment once they got a few army units. Trying to fuck each other.
Right, exactly. And
Exactly.
speaking of biological processes, we've got oh no, this is spawning pool. I was like, is that already a roach warren? No, it's not already a roach
Yeah,
warren.
I was thinking the same. I also saw that's a roach warren, but then I saw no gas was taken. I was like, no, it doesn't pass. No, that's no. You can make a
Right.
roach warren without gas. That's true.
Oh right, yeah. Yeah, just the minis. It's like the cyber core of the Zerg army, except instead of being forced to make it, it's, you know, optional.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and he is against the toss. I see the roaches. I see them happening. I think they're gonna come. It's also a scary time seeing those roaches because as a Protoss player, you'll 100% think that the Zerg is all in until you realize this is not getting reinforced. But even then, you
Right.
might have lost so much time and not taking a third, not making workers, yada. So it usually
Mm-hmm.
always becomes worth it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's defending that kind of non-committed attack is very difficult.
Yes.
Or like, you know, dedicated but not committed, I guess. Yeah, it's
Yeah, and to end up not ahead as no what? As to defend that and actually being ahead is very difficult at the same time because you have to not overcommit into defense. And that
definitely
is a weird thing.
interesting. So out of Fergus, we've got 3 gates before tech. It's interesting.
Yes, that's a
I
bit
wonder what the
much
idea is
actually.
here.
Maybe
Yeah.
he's just expecting these roaches, I'm not sure. Maybe he's seen Wildcat play already and just insinuates that this is what he's gonna do. But even then, you
Yeah.
don't need 4 gateways in total. Well, 2 on the main
Right.
base too.
Oh yeah, it's a fourth one there. Yeah, that's a ton of gateways. And I do think the roaches are gonna probably get there. Oh, he is chronoing warp gate. Okay, so that is definitely good. I was gonna say I think the roaches are gonna get there a touch before those gateways finish, which is a little awkward.
But he kind of
Does
knows
have the
this is happening
sentry.
sometime. Or maybe very just expecting it because he's thrown down 2 additional batteries, so he will be
Right, yeah.
completely
I
fine
don't even know
here.
if he's seen the fact that Wild doesn't have a third base, but he just knows. Oh,
Yes!
overcharges the battery that is on the outside being attacked. That is actually a little bit rough, though he does push back Wild here. Does push him away from the battery, though that more or less wastes overcharge for free.
Oh,
Lost a roach there, I believe.
Oh, I'm getting told by Zoro in the chat that he actually scouted the road for him. That must have been
Oh, he
by
did.
hallucinated Phoenix, probably, or something. I did not see that,
Okay, or
actually.
probably the first probe must have seen it. Okay.
Yes, he definitely scouted the road for him.
Okay. Ooh, nice force fields there. Doesn't fully block him out, but still, because he doesn't have a robo, it's very difficult to deal with this. Doesn't have a forge, doesn't have a robo, doesn't have any way to get detection for the foreseeable
Yes.
future. Robo does go down now, but yep, and then they pop back up again. It's a lot of shield batteries though, so even with focus fire, this amount of roaches is not really able to out DPS a shield battery. So every time they pop up, that's just going to be another roach or so.
But what
that
I'm
does go
worried about
down.
is exactly that he needs to deal with these roaches right now, and behind all this, WildAF is taking 4 bases in total, and he's gonna drone up so hard.
Yeah,
So
he's already 7 workers.
So Fergus really needs to be on top on his building, on his macro, on all of these small details. Otherwise, he'll just fall behind by a
Yeah, and
lot.
oh, and look at this. Look at the Zerglings in the third bases. That is so rough.
Oh yes, yes. While they have know everything that's going on, and this is gonna
Absolutely.
frustrate Fergus as well because he will need an observer to deal with that. One is getting coming out now, so that might not feel that bad, but it takes some time to scout those things to see that the Nexus is not
Definitely.
being placed and stuff like that. It's the
He
small
has enough
things.
production to essentially two-base all in here. Um,
Maybe
Nothing
that's
coming
his
in out of
plan.
the
Of
Twilight
course, you're
Council, though.
right. That's his plan, of course. The War Prism getting worked. And that might actually be a really good idea from this position. Good, very
Especially if
good
he can clean up
blockade
a good
there.
chunk of that army. Yeah, and fake like he's going for a third to try and get Wild to drone up as much as possible.
That would
Um,
not be a bad choice. That is how you can really mess up a circ there.
yeah.
Potentially, at least.
Wild is up to 51 drones.
Wow,
With drones in production, Hydra Den.
he's getting the
Um,
Hydra then. That's gonna be so helpful towards these all-in.
Definitely. Hydra's fantastic against Stalkers. But he's going charge. He's going charge behind this. So we've got a Warp Prism and charge starting to save up Zealots. So, ooh, and losing a lot of Zealots there for a couple of centuries, which is good, but definitely still a loss. WildAF does have the supply lead,
He does,
but
but he is ahead by, okay, only 9 workers actually, and Wild is making an army now. He is pumping links, and that is the correct
yeah.
units. No, I'm not sure he's making zealots with charge.
No, because Zealots with charge, yeah, that's gonna be rough.
Yes.
I don't think that yeah, there's no forge on the side of Fergus, so the Zealots are not gonna be they're only gonna two shot or they're gonna three shot lings. They're not gonna two shot them, which is a little bit rough.
Yeah, he needs his
Um,
hydras. He needs his roaches.
yeah.
He's,
Does
but
have these
this is a
spines
lot of
here.
spines. Yes,
Gonna
and the
help.
queens.
Yeah,
That is so good for this. But the lings are
absolutely.
getting so little surface area. They basically do nothing, and the Stalkers is just standing in the
No.
back shooting. This is
That was
such a good
brutal.
fight for Fergus compared to
Yeah,
what's
he's pushing
here.
right on in. Transfuse is good, but it's not gonna be good enough, I don't think, here.
No, the
Is gonna lose
Hydra is
most of his
popping, but
queens
getting
and these
taken out
spines over
immediately.
here. Yeah. And these zealots are just going ham on that third base mineral line over there.
Ooh,
Though Wild
Wildcard
does
in a
have most of the
really, really
fourth.
tough space at this point. Needs to build the drones. And the drones of the
Yeah,
third's already gone.
right. And
So,
zealots coming in again. Natural is pretty much cleared up. It does look like these stalkers are probably stuck here. They don't have blink, so I don't think they're going to be able to get out at all. Um,
no,
but
but
dangerous
that's not
position
what you would
nonetheless.
expect. I think that Wildcard thought that Fergus was getting Blink, because that's usually what you would all in with, because you have this maneuverability of the Stalkers, but going for the charge lots,
Right.
that's really a good
Definitely.
move that made him be able to break this, I feel like. And now
Yeah.
Wildcard is behind with 10 workers, 7 at this point.
Yeah. Um,
That was a
does do a
very
whole
good
nother round
fight.
of drones pop out. And Wild is up quite a bit on supply, so Fergus definitely has to get out of here. Did eventually through that attack get his third base situated, but it is not even done yet. So Wild's still going to be able to recover this eco loss, I think. But I would
He
say that was
will be.
overall good for Fergus.
That was very good for Fergus. I think that Wildcard was ahead with 15 workers almost before, and now the worker count has been reset, so the macro game has been reset. If
Yeah,
Wildcard doesn't attack immediately because his army is actually a little bit bigger right now, then I would say the game is basically reset. More or less.
yeah,
But he's also pumping them drones. He's already up to 60, whereas Fergus is on 49.
right. So I
So,
think that is going to be that's definitely going to be a big difference here because Fergus still doesn't quite have his third finished. So he's just not able to produce drones at the same rate.
yes.
Archons are decent against Hydras, but unless we actually see Storm, yeah, which Storm is coming. So that
The
is
storm is
definitely gonna be
coming.
good. Forge is going down. Yes, the storm is coming.
Yes. And so is Stormgate. It's gonna be so fun to play. Looking forward to a new RTS.
Oh yeah, it's looking rad.
It actually
Very
is. It
excited.
actually is. But I feel like that's gonna be so much micro in one game. I think so. I think it's
Hmm.
gonna be completely based off micro.
Yeah. But we play Protoss. Our units are allowed to have abilities. It's okay.
That's true. That's true.
We'll figure it out.
That is quite nice. You just A move and cast spells.
Yeah, exactly.
And
There's
they
always
speed
emergent gameplay
upgrades.
though, and what becomes important is always so different in different games and different matchups. And this Templar
Yeah.
are just sitting out there looking juicy. And
Seems like
worker count's actually pretty
Wildcats.
equalized. Yeah, Wild decided to just stop at 60 and go full army, cranking 22 lings at a time with quite the sizable force coming over here. Up 50 supply is Wild.
But he already got Fergus
Um,
already got 4 storms ready, so if he doesn't waste them, he can completely hold here. But that's gonna be very dangerous while he's getting multi-pronged attack here.
Tall order. Yeah,
Good
does get a
storms.
couple of good landings there. But he is getting surrounded here. Another one on the flank, which is good. And another one down on the ramp. But it looks like this might be a bit much. He's just
Yes.
getting... It's just a numbers game, really. You can
Yeah.
morph all those Archons, but unless their DPS is available immediately, they're just going to get cleaned right on up.
I
And the
actually
War
think that
Prism
Fergus
goes
is
down.
gonna push him back here. Because
Oh, no, you're right.
2 more
You're right, actually.
reinforcing immortals that just shred through these roaches, it's called.
Yeah. No, that was a good hold. I was not believing in him there. But that was, yeah.
No, but yeah, Archon's just so good, completely melting all the lings and the Hydras.
Very true.
Yeah, Protoss can do a lot with very few units. That is for sure.
Yeah.
And it looks overwhelming with Wildcard having all of these spaces, but that only adds up to a lot of lava right now because it's actually 5 workers behind. It seems like you want to end the game right now instead of going macro. Where
Right.
Fergus is just trying to hold on, improving that macro. So as this goes on, it's actually very beneficial for Fergus at this point.
Yeah, he is building the stronger army composition.
Exactly.
Um,
And he's ahead in
and
workers.
yeah. Yeah. Oh, Wild almost made it in there,
He
but
did.
not quite. He's stuck on a move command there. Um, the
That's a
burrowed
lot
links
of
over in the
probes
corner
to
there.
take out here.
Yeah.
Kind of lost the opportunity,
Oh,
but another attack.
yep.
On the
Still not an army that can
fourth
really
base?
fight Fergus's,
No.
but is a bit more mobile for sure.
The Zerg really have to be careful not to throw his army here, even for probe damage or something like that, because if he loses just a little bit too much of his army, Fergus can just go directly across the map and A-move kill him.
Right, exactly.
So...
Yeah, but he's getting little run by, getting some good drone damage here. Still
yes.
not enough to actually equalize the worker count, but still pretty decent. Oh, but the storms are charged. Barely doesn't get an Archon there, and this is looking rough for Wild.
It's actually starting to look really rough for Wild. I mean, Fergus doesn't have the best of upgrades, does he? Now I'm just gonna check. He got +1 Storm and Charge, so Wildcard is definitely ahead on the upgrades wise, but
Yeah.
besides that, no, Fergus is ahead in all parameters. Except base count. But then again, that's kind of deceiving because he got more as probes than Wildcard got drones.
Yeah, so
So
many of those are basically just macro hatches.
yeah, it's just lava at this point.
Yeah, ooh, big
This
surround
is
getting
a
set up
big
here as
fight.
Wild does go
Gets an
all in
immortal
and try and push an
immediately.
army advantage. So, oof. Oof.
But there are so many Archons, I don't see him breaking through
So
this.
many Archons, and with the Storm, those just trade so efficiently.
Yes, and the
Wow.
Immortals. I would say that Wildcat almost needs Lurkers at this point. Hydras with good
Yeah.
splits can still get the job done. But I don't think Ravagers are gonna kill this army anymore. This is kind of a little bit too many Archons, a little bit too many Immortals. A little bit past
Yeah.
that.
Those gonna get clean up on that mineral line down there. Brings Fergus's worker
Ooh,
count back down to 60 again, though.
I see.
Wild has actually lost quite a few building static defense in the anticipation of the crackback.
Yeah. I feel like Wild is playing, I'm not sure, a little bit scared because he's still at 53 workers and now he's building spines everywhere.
Right, yeah.
I
It
feel
seems
like,
a little bit cross to what you would expect. You
yeah,
know, you
he
don't
could.
if you're on 53 workers at 15 minutes into the game, you don't really need to have a survival mentality.
No, that's the thing. But Ferguson's army is just so scary that the Wild kinda knows that if he walks across the map, he will probably not live. But he does still have a lot of army. And
He
now that he's
does.
maxed up, I think he's gonna drone up a little bit more. He just wanna be safe in the game.
True.
So it's not a bad strategy. But it's a little bit slow strategy compared to how you could be playing right now. It's not bad though, by any means.
No. And it looks like he is. Yeah, he's got his maxed ball and he's gonna run across the map. But Fergus is having a similar idea over here.
It seems that they don't even see each other, so oh
Oh no.
now
Oh,
Wildcat
we do get
sees.
they get onto creep though. The Lings wash on in. Oh,
But
huge
there's so
storms there.
ooh, the biles
Ooh,
from the
big
Ravagers taking
miles.
so many of those High Templars out. Very important
Woo. Yeah,
for Wildcat.
but
Since we back behind
plus
the this is a good
40
place to
plus
fight for
supply there.
Wildcat. This is a
Definitely, yeah.
lot
This
of
is where he wants to
Ravagers.
be.
Yes, and the fourth base, all the workers has been taken out, and now the base is going down. I didn't
Oh
even see that
wow.
thing run by.
That Ling run by really did a lot of work over there.
It really did.
So now Wild is actually well ahead on workers now. Um and does now just kind of need to survive against this
Exactly.
brutal army.
And I think he will because there's so many Ravagers that as long as he doesn't aim move in and just dies,
Right.
he could do
He
a
can just
lot.
keep kiting with those biles. He's going to lose another
Exactly.
macro hatch over here and several drones.
And I think Fergus is realizing that he's a little bit in a tricky position because the Dark Triad is immediately going down.
Oh, yeah.
At least I know that you can get could be ahead with that. Those
Yeah.
DTs everywhere, sending them every single base. I do that quite a lot.
Right.
So good. This is a good concave Wildcat have on Fergus though. Not
Yeah.
sure if he's gonna push his luck here. I don't see him breaking Wildcat. Not this push.
No, though he is a Zealot run by is coming on down there, and it looks like going to pick off another base on the bottom here with another storm of Archons coming across the map. And whew, so many spines.
Fergus has done a really good job also harassing the other bases with his CVs because they're both down on 33 and 35 workers. So it's
Yeah.
actually reset again. This is so back and forth. This is very, very nice from both players. Keeping each other
It
very down
really
on
is.
worker supply with a big army supply.
You have the DT though with no observers here for
It's
Wild,
true.
so
That's true. They could do a lot of damage, even one.
definitely could.
And
Big storms landing. Oh wow,
There's
that was
so much
devastating.
damage. Yes.
40 supply storms right there.
And he sees he doesn't have any detection, so he just sends the DCs in to wreak havoc now.
Yeah.
Immediately the Overseer is getting made. But it's nowhere
Oh, the
around him right
burrow.
now. But that means he cannot defend himself either, and Fergus just going straight for his
Right.
base.
Gives him the opportunity to maneuver around, and now he's stuck in between. He has to move through Fergus in order to fight.
Ooh. And now up in the spines. This is difficult.
Oh, cuts him off. Yeah, gets a storm on that gate there. That ramp.
Yep. And none of the
And
players are
threatening this round.
making workers yet, so
Yeah.
it's really about
Tense
these fights.
position.
It's so important right now. But the transfusion is so good from the Queens right now, especially after taking those storm hits.
Absolutely.
And Wildcat is also getting a little bit mined out on his natural and his third base, and he doesn't have a hatch on any other bases to actually mine through right now. Whereas the opposite is true from Fergus. You kind of have a lot of workers that is like a little bit in idle, but he does have a base he can mine more from.
Yeah. So the income's still pretty even between the two of them. Wild up a little bit, but I could
Yes,
see that starting to shift over unless Wild takes another base.
making 11 investors on the way. That could really turn the tides with Neural Parasite or even Fungals on the High Templars.
Ooh, yeah, very true.
He's got 14 Templars then. No, what is that? Is that 10? 10 High Templars.
Oh my
That
god.
is a dangerous amount of Storm. It really is.
It really is.
So it's really about if the investors can catch the High Templars or if you can feed back all of the investors before that happens. It could go both
Yep.
ways.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
Very
I don't.
exciting.
Yeah. There doesn't appear to be. Yeah, there's no observer with Fergus's army, so he wouldn't be able to see the burrowed festers until they already get their shots off.
Yeah, completely. That's true. Can they move though? Has that upgrade been researched? It doesn't seem like it, right?
Oh, I want to say infestors can always move. I can't remember if I think tunneling claws is just roaches. I think
Okay,
infestors
okay.
just can move while burrowed, but I could be wrong about that.
No, I think that makes sense. I think that makes sense. I never remember when it comes to Zerg. There's so, like, these small details. I'm not good at that.
Yeah, they're so alien.
Yeah. And Fergus taking the other bases while Wildcard is still in the defensive position, a little bit afraid of taking the next hatchery. I don't blame him because he had Broda's armor right outside of his front door, but almost. But
Yeah, out here with a long distance mining.
I think that Wildcard is almost looking forward to being maxed out on a low worker count instead of risking taking another hatch that might be sniped.
Yeah, just kind of trying to force it into a late game kind of environment of resource denial. But with Fergus taking that extra base, I do think that puts him in a fantastic position.
It is. And even Fergus even scouts with the Zealot all of the other locations the Wildcat might have a base to check that he is not mining secretly somewhere. And the Warp Prism on the a little bit above Wildcat's main base can really do some dangerous damage.
Definitely, that is a scary spot for that bad boy.
And I don't think that Fergus sees these infestors either. This could be very
Oh,
dangerous.
oh,
Oi,
does get a
the
good lot of hits off on
Archons
him.
and
Woo!
the Immortals are taking over.
Massive, massive neurals. The
And
infestors just all pop up. Oh my
all
god.
of the Ravages and all of the Hydras was
Oh
also killed.
no.
GG
GG.
was called.